Continuing with the theme of ease of use within FeatureCAM, we've now included the ability to chain curves on 4-axis features when working with interactive feature recognition. So on this example we've got a die part that we're going to create this 4-axis cutout from inside here. So if I just view from the top, we can see we've got variations in that surface geometry, and we need to create a 4-axis operation. So if I select these first of all by colour, so I'm just going to select and then hide everything else. So I've now got my surfaces. These are the ones I want to generate. Now if I actually select these surfaces and go into my new feature wizard, choose a 4-axis die and say extract with feature recognition, if I go for the default solid faces, it finds the faces, but as soon as I choose next, it tells me it's unable to create the feature from the solid faces and I need to specify slicing heights. So one possibility I could use is the option to use the surface types, including the trim surface, and try and extract upper and lower edges of curves. So I'm going to choose next. It asks me to define my top curve first of all. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to select, double click, and that gives me my full curve around the geometry. Choose next. I'm repeating the process this time for the bottom curve. Click in the same position to give me my start position. Follow that curve all the way around and then just preview my wire process. Continue through the rest of the options. I'm just going to change this to a contour operation and say finish. It's now found my feature around my part, so where I couldn't recognise the actual surface or solid faces themselves, using the upper and lower curves has allowed me to actually build that feature on something that is obviously quite uneven in terms of its shape. So if I just bring back the rest of the model, we've actually got an STL file here in the case of this example that we're using for our stock. If I actually highlight, one thing we do have for STL is we now have an active menu that we can work with, so changing layers and showing and hiding and so on. And I'm using that STL as my stock, so I just hide the stock. There's my feature inside there, and I can run a quick 3D simulation just to highlight how we're cutting the part. Just remove the center section just to highlight. There's the cut on my part to produce my 4-axis die.